All right, I'm the flatratemaster, and well, this is tool tips. All right, so I'm sure a lot of you have these Cobra pliers, and this particular one sits in my roll cart, and one of the things I do is I leave it set at this level. Why? We work on a lot of Hondas, and these drain plug washers don't get replaced when they're supposed to be, i.e. every freaking time. Did a whole video about it. But anyway, I have this pre-set up for these washers. And what I do, obviously it's going to be in a drain plug, but I will grab it with these pliers, take a 17 millimeter, because they're 17, and run it out, because I've got this tool already preset. Just a little time saver. Grab it, get it out, chuck it away. Now obviously this is a new one and I can't demonstrate it because I don't have a car to do an oil change on. The only car I've got, the only Honda I've got in my bay already did an oil change on it, so crush washer's new and I'm not going to take it out to waste oil, so got to be environmentally friendly. Continuing with the tool tip theme, razor knife holders. Get you a bunch of these. I have one of these in each of my toolboxes, my roll cart, and over there on my diag cart, I've got another one. They're cheap. Get you a bunch of blades. Again, cheap. Because you know what we do? We open a lot of boxes. This is the oldest one I've got and it doesn't do the flip. Talked about it before, why I don't put it in my pocket. Because if I clip it on my pocket, it will scratch paint, because it will. So I just leave them strategically placed where I'm going to need them. Wherever I'm working, my 2 bays, I've got a knife nearby. Because we open a lot of cardboard boxes. Using one of these is a lot better than using a real knife that gets dull and you have to sharpen it. When these get dull, you just replace them. All right, this is kind of a installation tip, but I've got these various bolts cut down. I've got this little 10 millimeter. I'm going to tell you exactly what this one's for. But I've got these studs cut down to line stuff up. Like there's some Nissan intake manifolds that don't have studs on the front and back. And so when you're trying to line it all up, it wants to move around. I don't know why they didn't do studs on some of them and studs on the others, but they didn't. So got a stud for that, screw it in. Put the intake down on it, put the other bolts in, and then replace those with bolts. Just cut the head off, cut a slot in it with a cut-off wheel, use a screwdriver to unscrew it. All right, so this little M6 bolt is actually for a certain model of Hyundai water pump pulley. The water pump pulley it's an old V-belt design. Ugh. So it's got that particular Hyundai, it's an older one, timing belt driven. But the water pump pulley has 2 pulleys, and if aftermarket water pumps don't always have the correct alignment notch, if it doesn't, you kind of have to figure out how to align a bolt hole to get it actually to screw in. Put this little stud on, put the other 3 bolts in, take the stud out, put the 4th bolt back in, tighten everything up, you're good to go. Just a little tip. So hope you enjoyed the tips. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flatratemaster.